What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Human League, and we're going back to the 1980 album Reproduction, and we're up to the tune Toyota City. I don't know if this is relevant, but, I know a little bit about Japanese culture and history and society. I watch a lot of Japanese drama, and, through shows and movies and so on, you get insights into significant historical events and, social processes and so on. I am aware that in the 20th century in particular, to a certain extent still today, but maybe not quite as comprehensively and regionally as it was in the 20th century, but that specific corporations, including Toyota, which many people will know is a Japanese car manufacturer, they had sort of like corporate campuses where employees would live together and sort of, not only do morning exercises together, but go on social events together. Ultimately, a lot of the Japanese professional sports teams of today are like outgrowths of the corporate teams from these campuses and sort of, group of employees that were all living together and working at the same plant. So Toyota City makes me think about something like that, like a large corporate compound where everyone's lives are sort of focused around the company, but where sort of efforts are made to provide a full like cultural and social and sort of atmospheric experience, and ultimately where teamwork and values are supposedly spread not just in the plant but throughout the entire city. So again, it's not quite as comprehensive as it used to be, and maybe that'll have nothing to do with this whatsoever. And indeed, perhaps it'll be an instrumental. It wouldn't be the first time that I've spent a couple minutes talking about the potential lyrical themes, and then turns out there are actually no lyrics. But yeah, ultimately Toyota City makes me think about maybe one of these corporate environments, and where it's sort of like everyone working for Toyota is all there, and all their sort of aspects of their experience or existence as humans is sort of trying to be micromanaged by the company. Maybe it could be the idea of like a corporation eventually having influence such that it takes over a city, or maybe by extension sort of Earth overall, the corporatization of everything. Perhaps that's less likely, and once more it could be an instrumental, so let's find out. This is Human League. The tune is Toyota City, and it's from the 1980 album, I was going to say Reproduction, but no, Travelogue. I was like, is it starting? Interesting atmosphere. It's not quite like Far East folk music, but that kind of xylophone-esque layer, it gives me a bit like traditional folk sort of feeling, but then it's mixed with this electric like bass. So it's an instrumental, yeah. I wasted all your time again. Mea culpa. But even conceptually, it's an interesting choice for a title like. Playing with like the distance and intensity of sounds. Definitely an instrumental. I believe we would have heard some vocals by now. York City, like writ large. A sort of futuristic sound or feel of what that might be. Digital Eagle, Ballistic Eagle, should be a good band name. And the song comes to a stop by the side of the road. Yeah, another fascinating tune by the Human League, which I feel like I've said a lot over the course of 1.5 or so albums. Again, like as we get closer to the end of this album, I'm very excited because it means we'll finally get to start the Heaven 17 material in conjunction with the then reformulated Human League, which, you know, as many people have explained, is when they begin to make some of the tunes that are much more internationally famous. But I love this early phase. Very few groups that I've been going through are this experimental, this sort of, you know, sort of dark and sort of unusual in their sound. Ultimately, I've enjoyed that they have both sort of like intense tunes, but also some that seem like they have a bit of cheek and a bit of comedy to them. So yeah, just a really cool group that I only knew very narrowly before this deep dive. But yeah, so let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.